Okay, so this is, I guess it's kind of follow-up video for the install. Last time was GDM with Awesome. I've had some questions about going to Slim and Awesome, and I played around with that from the start. There's a lot of stuff you have to do in the background for fonts. There's some real issues with fonts. I'm going to tab over here, make sure my sound is working okay. It looks like it is. Okay, good. Should be recording. Yeah, so you go and try to use a couple different types of programs. Like I use a program to compress the video before I post it, and it failed on me because it didn't have any fonts. So when you do just Slim and Awesome, there's like nothing there for fonts or anything. So I'm going to go to GDM, get everything kind of set up, and then transition over into Slim later. Because some of the things are, it's pretty awkward. So you go to something like a file manager, and the font size is huge and totally out of control, and you can't really change it. With GDM, you're able to get reasonable font sizes and things like that, get into the system a little bit, and then transition over. I think it's fine. Since we're already this far, we might as well. So the first thing we want to do, we want to get a good terminal. So we're going to go to Run. Actually, we're not going to go to Run. We're just going to hit Command Enter and bring up a new UXT terminal. This is the basic standard for Awesome. And we're going to do a sudo pacman s gnome terminal. I've already installed it, just there. So once that's done, you can do exit, and then we can go run gnome. See, that came up here. Run terminal. So here's the GNOME terminal out of the box. I would normally have a scroll bar here. I rolled that back for this video, but let's do a little customization. So we go to Edit, Profile Preferences. One of the first things I do is I say don't show the menu in default. We don't want to do that. We want to use what comes with 12 comes like this, and it's just too big. So I always go back to 9. Title and commands, it's okay. Colors, I use custom colors, text colors, like custom. I do something like, I don't know, just pick something you like. Something like, oops, like right about in here. That'll work. Select background color. I'll use black. Background itself, let's use a transparent background. I don't like it too transparent, or else the background will interfere with it too much. So I like it right about in there, make it easier for you guys to see. We don't, oops, close window. We don't want to have to show the menu bar. And one last thing I didn't show you, so you can get rid of the scrolling bar on the side, just have the scrolling bar disabled. So that kind of gives you the standalone window. Hold down Command and click and drag. Hold down Command and hold close to the edge and right click, and you can drag, resize. So once we have that, we can get a browser. So we can do something like Yawort, Firefox, Aurora. I already have it installed, or I thought I did. I guess I don't, so let's go ahead and do that now. That's a decent unbranded version of Firefox. I have also have what's called LuaKit, which is another Vim-based interface browser. It doesn't even have a menu bar. It's super keyboard related, so it's a good browser to use if you want to kind of stick with the awesome theme of no menus, everything keyboard. But we'll also get the Pentadactyl extension for Firefox, which will behave pretty similar. The only reason I would have anything other than LuaKit is some of the LuaKit interfaces with Flash don't work very well. I have a separate player, play embedded videos and external player extension in the LuaKit wiki page that gets around that. But we'll just use Aurora for now as our normal primary web browser. Wait for this to finish. Yeah, I don't know if I already said it, but you always want to stay as your current user, because you're going to be copying over lots of config files. And because you'll be doing that, let's give it an ls. I have a couple things in here. That screencast AVI is what I'm making now. FFmpeg is a short-term or shortcut for text and everything. I have a couple things in mods, and that's just my bash stuff. So once we get the default terminal changed, I'll switch over. And let's just do it now. Sudo nano.bash rc. Nope, no, gotta go up on cd dot. Sudo nano.bash rc. Maybe I don't have it yet. Hold on. CD. That's all. Yeah, nano.bash rc. And I'm going to go ahead and get over to my personalized bash, and I'm going to go nano root sudo nano root.bash rc. I think that exists, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Okay. So these are customized. So I'm going to exit out of here. One last thing we want to do is change. I changed the profiles. There's a key binding somewhere in here. I thought there was. Input methods. Bar edit. Yeah, keyboard shortcuts. There we go. A couple things I do here is close window. I change it to Control Q to be consistent with awesome, and Control C to copy, Control V to paste. I think that's all I do. The rest of that stuff I let the window manager do it. So I do Control Q to quit, and then I run it. Gnome term, and there's my my customized bash. Okay, so once we have that, then we have Firefox, Aurora, so we go run again up here, Command R, and we do Firefox, Aurora. Sure. Close out of that. A couple things. No menu bar, bookmarks, delete. Go to linux.org and go to wiki. And do awesome. And open up one more of these, and then just Command space to get it in this tiling. I'm going to reshape it. Command L reshapes it. It's a little wider. H goes the other way. So what we want to do here is configuration. So we need to make a file here. So we go to so we're print working directory. We're just at home. So we want an mk first of all ls all, and I have a config in here already. cd.config, and I have, only thing I have in here is LuaKit that I put in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a mkdirp awesome in ls. So now I have an awesome folder in there, and so yeah, you just follow this, and working from your home CD to home, working from here is much more convenient, because you can just use this squiggly as opposed to /home/user /.config. So what you do here is now you do sudo copy etc xdg awesome rc.lua 2 /.config awesome and password and do cd.config awesome and there's rc.lua. That's what we're going to edit to get our customization. So next thing we do, we do it down to our root, and since we can have two terminals, we'll just do a pacman sgedit. Now you can use whatever programming interface, I guess. You can do, well, let's give you an idea. So let's just go ahead and do nano rc.lua. Now you can, I took it off of tiling mode. I mean, you can edit this, but you're not going to get much feedback on what, are we missing a parenthesis, or what line are we on, and you got an arrow up and down from in nano. I don't think that's a very efficient way to do it, but you can. So I'm just going to go Control X, but I certainly prefer, you can go to the next window by Command J. I think it's much more efficient to do gedit. Or you can do Sublime, or you can do whatever you want. I already have it installed, but once that's installed, then what you can do is make sure it's not in tiling mode, because then you'll just start running out of space. You can do, you always want to edit these types of files under super user, so you can't just go to run gedit and then try to change anything, because it won't let you. You don't have the permission. So you kind of have to go to a window and you do sudo gedit. Now you can open up file system, your username, .config, awesome, rc.lua. And there is your rc.lua. This is what the main control design interface for awesome is. Now what I like to do is go into preferences and display line numbers. I like. Highlight current line is good. Highlight matching brackets. I like cobalt for the color. You can do oblivion, that's pretty cool too, I guess. Kate's just too bright. So personally it's either oblivion or cobalt. I like cobalt. Plugins, don't worry about that for now. So the first thing we're going to do, it starts off on error reporting. These are widgets that you can do different plugins. Beautiful is our theming, notifications, stuff like that. What we're going to do first is change it from Xterm to Gnome. Gnome terminal. Save it and go to the corner. Restart. Now, when we do, before Xterm would come up when we hit Command Enter. Now when you do Command Enter, Gnome terminal comes up. So that's the first thing to do. Control Q to get out of that. Now the next thing we're going to do is the theming. And so I'm going to just leave that up here now. Command N to minimize. Since this is being used, I'm going to do a Command N there as well. Get that out of the way. What else is there? That's my screencast, so we'll leave that. Okay. So what we do now, since we have, let's just get stuff moved over here. So we have the configuration, main configuration. Now let's do some themes. So Yalwart, awesome themes. And I just use the themes.get one. And control and continue. So the themes are going to be stored at user share awesome themes default, or awesome in themes, and then you're going to have a list of them now because you just copied them over. It says just do it, just move the default single one, but we're going to move all of them over to your personal file, because then you can adjust them in your own file. So let's now that we just did that, let's see ls where we are. That's mkdir p themes. Now do an ls. Now we see a themes folder there. It's blue, so you can tell it's in a folder versus a file. One last thing we're going to do here on gedit. I can't stand having duplicates. We're going to go to edit, preferences, editor. Do not create a backup, because then you just get too many of these squigglies in here. I'm going to do rm sudo rm rc lua squiggly ls. There, get rid of that squiggly. We don't need backups. At least I'd rather not, because it gets too confusing having squigglies everywhere. Okay, so now we have themes, but it's empty. cd themes. Nothing in there. So let's take a look about where it is. So let's see what's over here. So we go cd user share awesome themes. Now we have a whole bunch of themes that we can select from. All these folders are individual themes. A couple of these are really pretty slick. I like Dunzor's good, DWM. Dust is the transparent one I use on my desktop. So we're going to copy user share awesome themes star to represent everything in here. So that means copy all of these to home.config awesome themes. Now we're not going to be able to do this. We're going to have to do a sudo, I believe. Go all the way over to sudo. And I believe we're going to need to do a recursive. Okay, so now cd to this home.config awesome themes. So there. You got them all back into your own drive there, all your themes, which is good. Okay, so now that that's done, let's get back out of the tiling so we can resize this. Alright, so what it says to do is plug in this in space of where it says beautiful init. So what we're going to do is we're going to, I always copy, Control C, space over, enter, paste. Now I go to this previous line and I comment it out, because we're going to be changing it, and I put in the new theme right here. The good thing about this is that it will actually, let's just we're not going to copy that one, we're going to paste over it with the new one. So what this says is get it from the config file where the theme is selected, where this Lua drive is, and go extend it on to theme's default theme. So, you know, we can do that now, and now it's going to build the theme from your personal folder, being which one? Yeah, this one here. So it's going to build it from current working directory from here, as opposed to user share awesome themes. Now it's going to build it from your personal. So you can adjust these themes individually in what's called theme.lua to make it look the way you want it to. So I'm going to get this back out of the way. So let's go ahead and do that. So we've changed the theme source, and we changed the terminal. So let's go ahead and let's change. Let's say we want. I like to use Arch on my laptop. So let's just change default to Arch. Save. And restart. So there's your Arch theme. Now I think the text is too small and menus are too short. So what I do is I go in here and I open, go to config, awesome, themes, Arch. So now it's on your own deal here, so you can go ahead and adjust these. Open up theme.lua. So it's the same kind of thing, Now you have rc.lua, which is for all of awesome, and now you have theme.lua, which is just for arch. So you need to drop down in here. I changed the text size to 9. I changed the border width to 2 so you can actually see the border a little bit better. And I changed the menu size. Well, we're not going to do that yet. I'll show you. Yeah, sorry about that. Somehow stopped my screencast when when I rebuilt. It somehow brought it up and stopped it and killed it. So anyways, here's your new Arch or your new Windows Awesome window theme using the Arch numbers and everything. So at a later date, we'll next video we'll look about how to change this icon up here, how to change the numbers and do whatever you want, maybe change the order that you go through all the different layouts. So let me know if you have any questions, and we'll get back to you later.